Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. Ever since we read Barbarians at the Gate, we always have been talking about leverage buyouts. We never thought it would reach Indian shores. Of course, the Tatas did a couple of leverage buyout deals. Chorus being very popular among them, it went wrong. But because Tatas were so strong, they waited for nearly 13, 14 years before they could ride out the storm. In the case of Tetley, their leverage buyout was extremely successful and they integrated it very successfully. JLR is 50-50. They have had some great quarters and they have some bad quarters, but still they have not ridden out the storm in JLR. But what happens in a leverage buyout is when the rate cycle turns and interest rates start to climb, it really begins to punish and punish hard. Like Elon Musk is finding out in Twitter, which I have discussed here plenty of times. And I should mention that he paid the first installment of interest at $3 billion. So let us look at how India's greatest leverage buyout operation, Adani, is faring. So first let's explore what is a leverage buyout, explain why Adani was always a leverage buyout case. Of course, Adani had great favors from the government and the regulators, and but it was basically a leverage buyout operation, and it was a debt-fueled empire, and very little of equity. And that is what the Hindenburg report is saying. What the Hindenburg report is saying, if his debt was actually in equity, he wouldn't be in this kind of trouble. But his equity is very thin. His leverage at least 5-6 times. And if I take the amount of money he has used to buy back his own shares, it will be much more than that. And this is what has led to this collapse as interest rates have begun to climb and it begins to bite. Two things went wrong. One, American interest rates have gone up sharply. Second, the Indian rupee fell by 12 to 13%, which means his cost of capital is not only going up, the actual amount of money he has to pay back is also going up. Because a report says only about 38% of his money is marked in rupees and 62% of it is in dollars. And most of his earnings, except the coal mine in Australia, is in rupees. So his profits have to expand more than 15% just to keep where he is. It's running a treadmill. And this is what sunk Anil Ambani because he used foreign loans to fuel his rise of his Reliance infrastructure, Reliance Capital, and Arcom. And Adani is nowhere, Ambani is nowhere. This is not to suggest that Adani is going to go the Anil Ambani way. It's too early to say that. We don't know what will happen. We do not know the exact details of his balance sheets, but it looks like the Heidenberg report has hit some sore points. It's scored some big direct hits. It's not a hit job. It's not a job in which there is no evidence. He has got a lot of evidence. And it is ringing true. And that is why the market is showing no signs of easing up. The share at one time was 4,100 rupees. Today it is trading at 1,500 rupees. That means it is 40% of its value in a week's time. To discuss this with me is Anish Gupta. So let's first start by exploring what is a leverage buy. What is a leverage buyout?
So leverage buyout is has become common in the global economy since the loose monetary policy has come in since the QE and in the 2000 eras. So people buy companies instead of equity. They take debt and buy. So what they do is they even pledge the shares which they bought and further keep buying assets after assets. So, but these assets have to start giving cash flow to pay back the interest as well as the principal. And this looks very good when the interest cycle is very low, so that the all numbers will look good and the leverage buyout will look very successful. But when the interest rate cycle moves, like it has moved from in the US from zero, almost zero or negative, to now around 4%, the short term rates.
4.75.
4.75, there's a liquidity squeeze and all of these rates go up. So bankers reprice the debt and also their loans. So all the all the debt in the market starts trading at the new yield, and it becomes really tough to keep borrowing more to do buyouts. So many leverage buyouts have collapsed in the in the when the interest rate cycle increases. So that's what is happening with Adani, and it is coming true.
But how much cash flow do you think he is generating? Which I think Adani Wilmar must be spewing cash.
So the only consumer facing is Adani Wilmar. That is his mainstream business. The oil, the FMCG businesses will be spewing cash, but rest of it is all buying assets, ports, and contracts. It is not anything B2C where you will get cash immediately. It is when based on the economy cycle, and if the economy turns for a bad,
Which
all
has it done? Which has done in recent times.
so if the world goes into recession, obviously the port income, the commodity prices, and the airport income will drop, and that will again impact the cash flows. On what basis loans were given to Adani for leveraged buyouts, no one knows. And Adani has lot of even foreign debt. So foreign debt cannot be controlled, and everyone likes their money. So Credit Suisse has marked down the value of bond as zero. Not marked down the value of bond as zero, but it is not accepting Adani Group bonds as collateral. So if you don't accept it is as good as a junk bond. Actually, it is worse than a junk bond. It is irrecoverable. That's what, if you give a value of zero, that means the Credit Suisse today morning, I think so, City also has said that they
Yes,
will.
city has said this. They won't accept it as collateral.
So more and more global banks are turning and saying that we won't accept that as collateral. So this will just keep cascading until the deleveraging happens, or Adani has to go out immediately and start deleveraging. So
How
if
can he
you
deleverage now?
So, and one more thing, if you look at the Adani Total Gas, which has been hitting lower circuits, Total, which is the French company, is or bought the stake in the company for 125 rupees a share in 2021 or 22, recently, some 18 to 24 months ago. How can a 125 rupee share start trading at 4,000? No one knows. It was crazy, and retailers are being punished for this.
And did you notice one more thing? Except passive mutual funds, which were forced to buy these stocks, none of the active mutual funds actually own Adani stocks.
So most of it was leverage, so they didn't sell their equity, right? So they always bought in the debt to fund their growth. So how will no one would have the free float was one thing, was very less, so no one wanted to buy. And because of less free float, the stock prices went soaring. Even if you take Adani Enterprises, which has right now 12-month trailing of 10 rupees EPS, even if I say it does massively well, everything, it goes to 50 rupees in next 2 years also. You won't assign some infrastructure company more than 20 times.
So it will not be more than 1,000 rupees,
Yeah, so even if it earnings goes 5 times.
which is very difficult
Yes,
now.
so the one is company having debt. Here the promoters are having debt to buy this, and because of this trigger, all the shares which were pledged to buy other companies
They will
will,
also come out.
yes, they will also come out. They will also be forced to be sold in the market,
When will
because
this happen, according to you?
no, this should have started happening, because banks cannot hold on to a stock which has lost value.
So
Otherwise,
you think this crash, which we saw yesterday at 28%, and today you saw a further crash, is because those who are holding it for margin have started to liquidate it.
yes, because see, banks who are holding Adani Enterprises as margin, have given loan against that. Either Adani Group has to provide some other collateral, or they will be forced to liquidate, because as per they give only 50% as the value. So if you give on, if the share was 4,000 rupees, any bank would have not given them more than 2,000 rupees. Now since it is fallen less than 2,000, they will have to make sure and readjust it to 1,000 rupees valuation.
So they will either demand cash or more collateral from them.
Yes, and if this keeps happening, so it is like show time. So Adani has to show cash now to pay.
So it is not his like we say in investment, if your company is sound and good, your stock is currency. But in tough times, instead of stock showing stock as currency, you will have to really show some
Yes, so
currency.
that's what they tried to do with the FPO, but this just came at the right moment when the FPO was to be launched.
What did the FEO of 30,000 crores saved in?
Some to a certain extent, but this carnage is still continuing, and I really don't know the investors, the family offices who had invested in FPO, why are they not buying now? If they had bought now, the prices would have stabilized.
So
So
the guys
whether the FPO subscription is itself was real, or for the it was only a,
telephone call based.
so we do not know. Otherwise, people should have, who had oversubscribed 4 times. So why don't they put in 1 lakh crores for his friend?
So basically, they can stop buying, they can stop the rot.
Yeah, but they are not helping. Either it was just to show bravado that yes, the FPO is successful.
And then why did he call off the FPO?
Yes, the hammering still continued. So the
Yeah.
people who would have, the phone bankers, who people who were phoned would have said, why would I take a loss? What would I? So what would they get in
But
return?
I don't know the legal thing. Once you have made an application and paid money, can you pull it back?
Yes, that is, you can pull it back, right? So you can say I'm not doing the allotment.
So you can, like ASBA procedure, you can stop the button anytime.
Yes, yes,
So informally, they would have told Adani they want out, or he should have made good some other arrangement by which their loss is protected.
yes. But who? If someone had bought it at 3,100 today at 1,500.
So he
So
had to provide 1,500 per
so
share.
basically, those guys had invested. So like 15,000 crores came from this route. 15,000 crores becomes overnight 7,500 crores. No one is going to keep quiet, even if he is your friend.
So indeed, this is what happened. This is what a leverage buyout is. Thank you for watching. Be rich. We hope you liked. We took a different view at it. We a view more from an investment angle of what actually went on in the Adani stock. And this is the problem with leverage buyout. We knew it was levered, and that why in Tamil I was always against owning Adani stock. Thank you very much for supporting Be Rich. Kindly like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will be not notified every time we put out a video. Once again, I thank you for your support to Be Rich. I have another request. Send this video to your friends and relatives and ask them to take a look at it. Once again, thank you for it. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.